Hi friends. So, a few weeks ago, I got this in the mail. Oh, shoot, you just saw my address. Which was a very, very pleasant surprise and really felt, man, I'm doing this the least graceful way possible. It really felt like an unreal milestone to hit because this, everybody dreams about having this little plaque on their wall. I had it on my vision board, and to hold it in your hands is really something special. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about YouTube in general, and I'm going to break it into 3 sections. Number 1, why you should consider starting a YouTube channel if you're on the fence. Number 2, once you've decided to start the channel, how to grow your channel and get monetized. And then number 3 is once you're monetized, how do you actually earn the most revenue possible? Now, I've been monetized for 8 months now, and in the last 8 months, I have made $8,000 here on YouTube. So $1,000 a month, which isn't like some astronomical number where you're gonna become a billionaire overnight, but this art studio of mine on the 6th floor of the historic Miner building in Eugene, where I can look out my window and see the city, and I get to sit and paint in front of such a beautiful view in my dream little cozy space. This studio is paid for by my YouTube channel. So I'm an artist, I paint full-time, and just filming myself painting pays for my studio. So let's get into it. Oh, I wanted you to see the view out the window, but I'm too small. My beanbag's too short. So, reason number 1, YouTube is not a separate endeavor from whatever it is that you already do. I get this comment a lot on videos like these, and people say, for example, I'm an artist, so I get a lot of artists that comment, well, I don't want to be a YouTuber, I want to be an artist. And I'm like, okay, being a YouTuber is not completely separate from being an artist. All you have to do is set up a camera and record yourself being an artist. And I know a lot of people say that that's such a hassle. I don't want to have to remember to hit record every time I dance or sing or paint. Well, would you do it for an extra $1,000 a month? Yes or no? I would, and I do. Number 2 is that we live in a literal game of Monopoly. We live in a game of attention monopoly where pretty much every video that you upload to YouTube is like owning a little square on the Monopoly board. And you might start out owning just one little property. And so once in a while, someone will land on your video and owe you the $16 rent, right? It's not boardwalk in the beginning. And when you own every single property on the board, well, people are landing on your properties and owing you rent all the time. That's exactly how YouTube works. So everybody is fighting for your attention. You've heard that money is time. Oh my gosh, time is money. You've heard that time is money, right? Well, it could not be taken more literally now when advertisers are fighting for your eyes on their product, okay? Your attention, people's attention has never been as valuable as it is today when there are ads on literally everything, even on TikTok. I can't even scroll on TikTok without seeing an ad for something I really want to buy. And that's why I miss Vine. Number 3 is, we've all heard of the starving artists, the starving creatives. For decades and decades and centuries even, you were told that if you were an artist, you were going to starve. You can't make a living as an actor or a dancer or a singer or a poet or a writer or, well, those are the same, or a painter. You just don't make a living that way. And so for most of the history of humankind, being a creative was not viewed as something where you can make a living. And all of a sudden, in this attention monopoly, what is the most valuable? Anything that keeps people's eyes on the screen. In other words, not doctors, not lawyers. Okay? Nobody wants to get on YouTube after a long 8-hour shift and watch a lawyer type up judgments for court the next day. No, people want to get online and they want to be entertained. They want to watch a painter paint. They want to watch ASMR videos of someone cutting soap. Okay? They want to watch a dancer dance. I mean, we, the ones deemed the least valuable by society for many years, now are in this position of great privilege and great opportunity. So if you are if you are thinking about starting a channel for some kind of hobby that you have, like painting, knitting, I don't know, soap making, don't let the years of discouragement of pursuing a creative path discourage you, because on YouTube, it's quite literally the opposite. The opposite is true. Okay, number 4 is that it will build your confidence. Some of my very first earliest videos, and you go back on my channel, they're so cringy because you can just tell that I was really uncomfortable talking on camera. In fact, before I had my own paint and sip studio, which I did for years, I was very much shy and introverted. Towards the end, my husband was like, I don't even know how you can get up in front of this many people and talk to them. I would pass out. I'm so nervous. And I'm like, actually, I used to be too, but I trained myself not to be. I became so confident in knowing what I was doing that I became better at it. And that is the same thing with YouTube. Not only does seeing yourself on the screen, listening to yourself talk, refining your public speaking skills, build your confidence, but you're going to find a little community on YouTube, hopefully, that builds your confidence with their feedback. I get so many comments on here that like make my day, and I get some mean comments, but you win some, you lose some. But being on YouTube has built my confidence, speaking, being, just taking up space in real life too. Okay, number 5, if you have some kind of product that you're trying to sell, YouTube is free marketing. Hear me out. Most YouTubers that you find on here, they've built these massive audiences, but yet then they need to supplement the ad revenue somehow, because you can make quite a bit of money with ads, but most of these big YouTubers, they either create merchandise, they're trying to sell hoodies with their logo, or they're trying to sell an online course. Well, for me, as a painter, I sell, I can't get myself and the paintings in there because of this tripod. I sell my paintings, and so I don't even need to make anything. Like for YouTube, for me, it is free marketing for my artwork. And in fact, since starting my channel, I have been on this crazy streak where every painting I do sells out, and I've never experienced this until the last year. And I think it's largely in part because of YouTube. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. So if you're a creative, like an artist, for example, starting a YouTube channel could be the thing that you need to do to start selling out all of your paintings. Who knows? Okay, reason number 5 is unfortunately not a joke, sounds like a joke. AI and Elon Musk's new robots. Has anyone seen that? Elon Musk is predicting that there's going to be so many less jobs because robots can do most of the jobs. What's the US workforce going to look like in the next generations? If you're worried about that at all, think about how much our society is shifting to valuing entertainment more than traditional jobs. Now is the best time. It has never been a better time than ever to start capitalizing on the thing that you can do that holds people's attention. I'm almost convinced that art and the creative facets of life are the only things that will be untouched by technology, untouched by AI. AI can replace every single job in the world, but it will never replace an artist, because art is art, and art is valuable because of its humanity. How did someone vandalize that? What the? Oh my gosh, I'm just looking out the window. This is the historic Eugene Hotel, which is now a retirement home. What is all that up top? How did someone get up? In the middle of these. Okay, so now, if you've already started a channel or decided to start a channel, what are my tips for growing? Well, number 1, I'm gonna say, don't listen to any of the professionals. Don't listen to these YouTube gurus, because YouTube has changed a lot in the last few years. And the number 1 change that I've heard people talk about, and that I myself have noticed, is that I and everyone else are so sick of the overproduction. Every video on YouTube looks like it's created in a professional film studio, and it has a script, and it feels like you're just watching an actor on a screen. It's getting really bright out. Sometimes I get scared the rapture's happening out of nowhere. Not scared. Lord, I'm ready. Okay. So number 1, I would say actually don't write a script. Don't be scripted. Don't be overproduced. Don't overedit your videos. You don't need the pink light in this corner and the orange light in this corner and this light from the front. And you don't need to look like you're on set of a professional studio. It's okay to film videos in your house, and it's okay not to cut every time you say out of the video, because I think people actually like to hear that. I think people like people like to hear your natural cadence and the thing I always see people say in comments is like, it feels like we're on FaceTime. That's what people want to feel like. And that's how you get people genuinely engaged or what's the word? Invested. That's how you get people invested in you as a person, is not by being perfect. There is a reason that people talk about right now being the era of the fall of celebrities, is because we don't really identify with them anymore. They're just so perfect. We don't relate to them. Instead, we're relating to influencers on the internet who are real and imperfect and film in their messy kitchens, you know? Tip number 2, ironically, goes with this painting right here. Your YouTube channel is like a library. Let's pretend you're opening a library. Look at this library I painted. Let's pretend that every video you post is one of these books on the shelf. No, this looks like a tiny little corner of a tiny library. This isn't even a massive library. Let's say, so if you want 100,000 subscribers, you're expecting 100,000 people to walk into your library and find a book that they want. How many books do you have on your shelf? If you only have 5 books on your shelf, how do you expect to open a library? If you only have 10 books, if you only have 20 books, you want to build up the most well-stocked literary compilation that you can, right? You want to appeal to so many people by having so many books, you know? So I didn't really start seeing growth on my channel until I had like probably more videos than I could count. And I remember being like, why isn't I not growing? I already have 20 videos. But 20 videos, that's like one swipe, okay, on your iPhone screen. So don't get discouraged. I think I had to hit like 50 long videos before I really even started gaining traction. So consider your channel a library. And it's okay if your library isn't full yet. You gotta keep filling it up with books. And by the way, this isn't a script. These are bullet points. It's okay to make bullet points, but don't like read off of a screen. It's very obvious when someone is reading. I used to do this. They're reading line by line. They're memorizing one sentence. Then they look at the camera and they go, and they're memorizing one sentence. And then it cuts to the next sentence. You can tell it's not all one. Not even all in one take. Noobs. I'm just kidding. Tip number 5. The hardest part, honestly, and the most important part, step number 1 of even getting people to watch your videos is getting people to click on your videos. So your thumbnail should get just as much thought and attention as your video itself, because if no one clicks on it, none of it matters. You know, none of the work you did is going to matter if no one watches your video. So for thumbnails, I guess my main tip would be like you know what? No. People say don't put any words on there. Put your face really big. I kind of stopped doing that. I think what matters most is that you have like a theme, like kind of a recognizable brand about your thumbnails, where like people see the thumbnail and they immediately know it's you, and they associate it with the last video of yours that they watched. So for me, I use the same pink font. It's like neon in every thumbnail, and I'm in every thumbnail, so people recognize my face. But my most helpful tip for thumbnails is something that I do, and I do a poll on my Instagram story. You can make like a close friends story if you only want like your close friends to vote. And I put like 2 or 3 thumbnail options that I've come up with. I make like 2 or 3 options. I narrow it down to my favorites, and then I do a poll, and I ask my followers which thumbnails catches your attention right away. And then I go with the one that gets the most votes. Sometimes it's hard for us to know what other people are going to want to click on. We're biased. I would want to click on all of my paintings because I'm in love with myself. Just kidding. But ask other people's opinions. Ask your friend, even. Okay, number 6 is if you want to be monetized, you have to hit a certain threshold. You have to hit, I believe, 1,000 subscribers and either I think it's 3,000 watch hours now. When I did it, it was 4,000. So you look at 4,000 watch hours and you think that's not a lot until you really calculate that that's 240,000 minutes of your videos being watched. So if you make videos that are on average 10 minutes long and the average watch is, hold on, I had this all written out before. And the average view is 2 minutes, you will need 120,000 views in order to hit your watch hours. Now, on the contrary, let's say that you make longer videos, your average view is 10 minutes long, that means you only need 24,000 views to get monetized. Compare those, 24,000 views versus 120,000 views. To make it easier on yourself, if you can, The name of the game is to keep their eyes on the screen as long as possible. So that means filming videos that are a little longer. I know it's hard when you first start, because I remember thinking I came up with like a 20-minute script, and then by the time I filmed it and edited it, it was like 4 minutes long. That's also why I think just leaving these real, candid moments. Don't edit them out. I mean, every minute counts. People like it anyway. Now, this ties directly into section 3, which is once you're actually monetized, how do you make the most bang for your buck? How do you actually make decent money? Because when I was first monetized, I remember seeing in my first few days, it was like, oh, I made 4 cents yesterday. This is exciting. Okay, so how do you make money? Now, I'm not just speaking from my own channel here. I know a few YouTubers personally who make, oh my gosh, they make way more money than me. Way more. Makes me want to cry. Makes me want to focus on this channel a little more. Okay, so how you make money on YouTube is each of your videos and your channel overall will be given a RPM, which is essentially a fancy acronym for who knows what, but it stands for the amount of dollars that YouTube will pay you per 1,000 views that you get on your video. And the average is between 2 and 15 according to Google. In my experience, my average is like $4, meaning for every 1,000 views I get paid $4. Now, however, the more ads that can be placed on your videos, right? If you have an 8-minute video, people probably sit through 1 ad. If you have an hour-long video, people probably sit through 6 ads. The more ads, someone has a leaf blower outside and it is ruining my ambiance. If you have more than 1 ad because you have a longer video, well, then your RPM is going to be higher. You're going to get paid more per view because you're getting paid through advertisers. Advertisers pay YouTube. YouTube keeps a portion and they pay you the rest. Now, I personally know a YouTuber who makes multiple hour-long videos and their RPM is upwards like above $30. They make an insane amount of money because their viewers stay in their videos for so long that they're sitting through so many ads. Which is why the name of the game is just keep people's eyes on the screen as long as possible. And when you realize this, it will make everything you see on YouTube make sense. It will make all of Mr. Beast's videos make sense, or all of the Mr. Beast style YouTubers, right? Where there's literally never 5 seconds, 5 dull seconds, never. No, it's like jump from scene to scene to scene, and words here, and effects here, and boom, explosion here, and they don't want you to look away, because if they can keep you watching, I mean, it's not just YouTube, this is the entire entertainment industry, this is movies, this is TV shows. The name of the game is keep them on the screen as long as possible. And so you don't even realize when you're watching something online on your phone, you're watching a YouTube video, you're watching a show on Netflix, you're watching a TikTok, you're watching an Instagram reel, a YouTube short, someone's getting paid for your time. You are paying someone. The new currency, though, it's no longer dollars, it's time. And so since we spend so much of our day paying everyone else, wouldn't it be darn golly nice to be the ones getting paid? This is why you need to start a YouTube channel. Everyone's paying out their time. It's like people are throwing dollar bills every day. Don't you want to catch some? So those are my tips. Now I'm an artist, so I'm a little bit biased towards doing what you already love doing for content. Like, I don't know what else I would really start a YouTube channel about. Maybe about being a teen mom, because people seem to be really interested in that facet of my life. I was pregnant with my son at 15. Go ahead and leave some hate comments below. It's okay, because it's making me money. I especially think that every artist needs to post on YouTube, and I get a lot of comments from artists saying, I don't want to be a YouTuber. I don't want to create content. I just want to paint. Okay, Blockbuster. Okay, times are changing. Artists, you know, the landscape of art has changed. Those who don't adapt, it's like survival of the fittest. They fail to adapt and they maybe aren't as successful. And if you really, really desperately don't want to be a modern day artist, you don't want to sell on a website, you don't want to post videos, go pitch yourself to a gallery in New York, because that's how people did it in the 1900s. But things are different now. I'm sorry, that sounded really mean. No, everybody can do things however they want, but I just really, really, really want artists to make money. I do have neighbors here, and I hope they don't. I do have a psychiatrist actually, like one door down. If I start getting like marketing flyers under my door for her services. Oh, and the other thing is I made $8,000 in the last 8 months just off of ad revenue, but I've also made about $7,000 in brand deals. So once you build up a following, subscribers on YouTube, brand deals just kind of reach out to you, which is awesome. I mean, you don't have to take them. I only take ones that are art related, but seriously, artists, just try it. Just try it. The other part about being successful on YouTube is that it takes time and it is a snowball effect. And so you never ever know how close you are to that one video that's going to start your snowball rolling. Because once people start watching some of your videos, then they start binge watching all of your videos. And so when my channel started taking off, it happened like overnight. This is what my views look like. Flat, 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 flat for 1.5 years, right? And then all of a sudden, a drastic spike. And then it just grew on its own, really. So even if you're not getting any views yet, but you're posting video after video after video after video, these videos will get viewed later. Just consider these the books that you're adding to the shelves of your library, preparing for your grand opening. You don't need fancy editing software. I still edit my videos on my phone on the app called Splice. I think I pay like $10 a month for it. Well, I hope this video was helpful, and I cannot wait to see all of you get your YouTube plaques as well. It is such an amazing feeling, and I think every artist deserves to hang this plaque on the wall next to their paintings. Have a great day, guys, and go post on YouTube.